But to me, I have more evidence to say otherwise.
But that's not evidence.
No. And I'm not even saying no. And yes. You're exactly
That's the
right.
perception is reality conversation
Exactly.
that I hate.
I'm not saying it's evidence that is objective. It's subjective evidence.
Okay, so
let's
add that word.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
subjective evidence.
It is subjective evidence.
Subjective evidence.
It is subjective evidence that is saying otherwise.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why
now I can use that. I can use that.
The struggle is right there. Hey, we might need to coin that for real.
Okay.
Yeah, legit. Subjective evidence. Is that
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
All right, so the reason why I say that you have a blessing, you have a gift, is because I low-key had a manic situation. Manic. What I keep saying manic with a T in there.
Yeah.
I low-key had a crazy situation this Monday.
What you mean?
When I was like, hey, bro, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I was like, I cannot, because in my mind, I was like, I want to help my brother. This is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared AF right now.
Okay.
And I can't do this. And hence the reason why you replied to me, what the F is going on? So for everybody that don't know, can we talk about your
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So Lace had COVID.
Right?
Again, for the second time.
Weak immune system.
Lace had COVID.
Nah, man, these people out here nasty, bro.
Lace had COVID, and he had gotten better. That's the reason why we're kind of late behind on episodes, because we wait for people to get healthy and stuff. And Lace hit me up and said, "Hey Troy, I need a haircut." And unbeknownst to me, I'm hanging out with family, having a good time. I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Sent the text, didn't even think about it. And then the next day, he texted me and said, "Hey, when can I come by today?" And I was like, you know what? Let's wait another day.
Mm-hmm.
Because reality kicked in. I was like, this been sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be using my clippers to cut you. You know what I'm saying? So then, hear me out.
Like sickness is in my
I was
beard.
not- look, that's
like,
what
you know
I
what I'm
thought.
saying?
I'm like,
Sickness
sickness in the hair follicle. That's what-
It's in the skin.
I'm like, it's in his hair.
It's in the skin. The clippers touch the skin.
That's what I was thinking when you said it the other day.
Yeah, it's in the skin.
Not about the skin. It was you think COVID in the hair?
No, it's in the skin.
COVID is viral. And
It is viral.
Once your fever goes away, etc.
Let me tell the whole story.
Go ahead.
So, I was like, hey, let's have another day
Mm-hmm.
before we do the haircut, just so we could say it was a whole 7 days,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the next day, it was at nighttime, because actually when I was starting to cut my hair,
Mhm.
it was at the night Monday night, and I started to cut my hair, and when I was doing my lineup, I do my this is the order in which I do things: my fade first, lineup second, then my beard, and then my beard is a whole process. So I was doing my lineup, and I was like, oh yeah, hey Lace, I ain't forgot. Tomorrow 10 o'clock. Cool. Then I got to my beard, and I'm breathing all over my clippers as I'm doing my beard, my mustache. And I'm thinking to myself, was that a pause session or something like that? Or
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to let the serious moment flow.
is that not how a haircut works?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
So I was like, this Lace gonna be breathing all over my clippers. I
Mhm.
can't do it. And so in my mind, I'm like, but I'm gonna let my boy down. But it's Lace. It's my boy Lace. I
Mhm.
want to help out my boy Lace. And then that's when I was like, hey man, I can't do it. All that to say this. You do have an effect on people.
Mhm.
You do have an effect on people. And oftentimes people want to do right by you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Hence the reason why you have so much respect from the guys that play basketball. They
Mhm.
didn't know you from a can of paint.
Right.
They actually weren't even your friends.
Correct.
They were somebody else's friends, and now they more of your friends than they are the other person.
Mhm.
You feel me?
Mhm.
And so you have a gravitational pull to you that I don't think that you know.
Hmm.
And hence the reason why, like at your last few jobs, a lot of people was like, yo, these people, they always came to you.
Mm-hmm.
They always came to you. Also, me and jobs also always come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a gravitational force to you. Somebody called you and was like, hey, you want to interview? I don't even know what this job about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
I interview for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so and imagine how much that gravitational pull is when it was to people that's outside of your sphere to people inside of your sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, because I think there's 2 layers to that conversation that you just started, and we gonna get to it. What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy Melly Mel.
Yeah.
We back in the building, man. Another edition for the Men Leads Podcast. I said 4, Jesus Christ. Let me
Mhm.
do that again. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Melly Mel. We back for another edition of Men Leads Podcast. It's your favorite truth teller, aka Meek Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka if you don't want to know, don't ask me. What's
It's your
going
boy
on, man?
T. Roy. You probably think I'm corny. It's probably because your girl on me. I'm your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got some you can
What?
borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What
Hey,
it
yo.
do though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA old boy, aka I'm him, aka the menace no relation to Dennis. Let's get it.
Let's
Hey,
get
how
it.
long did it take you to draw that up, yo?
I literally just said that on the spot just now.
Oh my God. Hey, real quick, we're gonna get to that conversation, but I just want y'all to know real quick that the listeners done got kind of disrespectful.
What
I'm
you
just
mean?
saying, I know, like, recently I was talking about how nobody checks on me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And usually when people do check on me, it's usually so that they could preface it in order to ask me for something.
Mm-hmm.
And lately I just been getting an influx of people checking up on me,
Yeah.
but it ain't been to check up on me.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't been to check up on me.
What you mean?
So y'all just not gonna record?
Oh yeah.
So y'all just not gonna put out no episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, so we not gonna get an episode on Monday?
Mhm.
I'm talking about message on top of message. First of all, I appreciate y'all listening.
Right.
And I
You know,
love it.
I appreciate it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm thinking people hitting me up because they trying to see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
You doing
Yeah.
all right, Mel? I saw. I listened to the recent episode. Nobody checking you. I just want to see how you doing. They just proved me right.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Hey, we ain't gonna get no episode."
No,
Hey, y'all
I
gotta
get
tighten
those
up.
messages as well.
They're like, y'all gotta tighten up. So we back, man.
Yeah.
We are back.
We took some time, just so y'all know, this is a Saturday. We had a lot going on, a lot of living, a lot of life going on. But because we know y'all out there waiting on us, listening to us, or whatever, we made it work today.
We here.
So that we could get this stuff cracked off. Pause. And get back on the way.
I would have let it
So,
slide.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
Yeah, we back, man. We back.
Yeah.
We back.
We back.
Yeah.
So you said 2 layers to that whole part.
Yeah, 2 layers to the conversation. One is
Mhm.
in relation to Lace, and then the other one is going to be in relation to what you were sharing about marriage.
Yes.
The first thing, based on the relationship that you have with Lace,
Yes.
if you were warring or struggling with linking up to do the cut because you were worried about COVID, how come you couldn't just say from the beginning, hey, let's give it a couple days because I'm a little skittish of the COVID situation. I like to just be safe or whatever. And
Mhm.
he could have had a chance to say, oh, that's cool, bet we'll, plan it, versus you saying, yeah, we
Yeah.
could link today, we could link tomorrow. Then he say, we still tapped in for tomorrow. You say, yeah, it's all good. We tapped in for tomorrow. He say, cool, tomorrow come. He say,
2
hey, we
hours
still good
later.
for 10. You like, yeah, bro, I'll holler at you in a
Yeah.
couple hours. Then a couple hours go by. You like, you know what? I can't do it.
Mhm.
Let's link up.
That's
Let's
actually
link up a
how the
little-
whole
You know what I'm saying?
conversation
So
went.
on the outside looking in, I was just like, why didn't he just say that from the beginning?
Yeah.
Because that could cause friction or frustration or miscommunication. Because now I don't know what he was doing, but if it was me, because y'all know how I am about time. If I was talking to you and we was doing that, I probably didn't schedule my whole day around
Sure.
thinking that me and you locked in, and then at the last minute you tell me something that you've been holding on to anyway, and then now my plan is, messed up, whatever. So I just the whole time I was like, why did you not feel comfortable enough to say that from the beginning, and it had to boil over for you to be able to finally
Kind of
say,
goes back to what I was just saying, the gravitational pull. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you have an attachment to someone and you don't want to disappoint them and let them down. So you don't want to tell them something that's that could potentially
Yeah.
make that happen. You know what I'm saying? And I will also say this too. So once again, the original conversation when he hit me up on Sunday, I was with my folks. I was with my peoples. We having a good time, laughing, ha ha, kiki. You know what I'm saying? And when I see it, I'm not even thinking. I'm just, oh yeah, sure, got you. And then the next day, y'all saw when I was at the gym, because I said I was at the gym. I was like, hey, let's give it one more day, because I was actually sober minded, thinking I was by myself, you know. And then I had to, it wasn't a matter of how come I couldn't do it at that one time. It was like, I don't think I've completely processed this. You know what I'm saying? The whole totality of how I feel about it and stuff like that. And when I finally got to the realization, I was like, I'm scared. Because no man wants to admit that they're scared.
Mm.
Well, I ain't gonna put it on all men. I'll put it on me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to admit that I'm scared or that I have a fear. And so when I finally got to the point, I was like, this is aggravating me. I have to say something, because this is why.
No, I appreciate it. But what I'm saying, it's amazing to me, the internal struggle.
It's internal.
When all I asked for was a shape
Just
up.
a shape up.
And it could have been like, and I understand the way you processed it, and
Sure,
you had to take time, whatever. But we would be remiss if we didn't add that you asked me if I was negative. I was like, yes, I took another test. I'm negative. I do have my own clippers. You could use my clippers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know.
Which I don't know. I don't know
So-
you had your own clippers. I knew you had balders.
Yeah, I have my own clippers or whatever. So, like I said, it could have been avoided. And I was fine. I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, am I missing something?
Hence why I've been asking him why the hell he keeps having you shape up his beard.
So
when he can
that's
do it
what I
himself.
thought your question was about.
No,
to be just now.
I don't like doing it myself.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Like
you know,
I thought what you was gonna say. Hey, while we talk about this, Lace, what do you be having Troy do? To you?
I mean,
That's
I
what I
asked that
thought you
before.
was gonna
Because
say.
y'all be like,
yeah, no, I mean, I don't fade my.
he used to do it to me too. And that'd be
Yeah, I
like,
don't fade my my beard and stuff down. So that and you know, as far as hitting my neckline, I mean, of course, I could just shape it up, but yeah, Troy does a good job. So I be trying to,
Oh, well, thank you.
you know, show appreciation and all of that. But the back and forth, I wouldn't say it was back and forth.
It was.
But your internal struggle, we ain't gotta do that. Just say, look.
and that was the part that was frustrating me, because after I finally said no, I was like, I could have did this earlier today.
Right. Oh, and we
I
good.
could have been fine.
And we
Yeah.
good.
But here's the thing, I appreciate the question. I think sometimes, and once again, I complimenting you, you process your emotions and your thoughts very clearly and without any remorse. I go through a bunch of filters before I even actually get there. You know what I'm saying? And so whereas for me, you don't want to disappoint the people that are closer to you. The reason why my wife is spoiled right now, because I had a problem saying no.
Mhm.
And then I recently realized I got to tell her no every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And she's just gonna have to be upset about certain things. And so, and if I struggle with there, of course I'm gonna struggle in my friendships too.
I got you.
I dig it.
I just always have found it interesting
Mm-hmm.
how people are so worried about letting Lace down. People are so
Lace,
worried.
I'm telling you, bro.
Bruh.
I'm telling you.
Legit.
I'm telling you.
People be so worried about letting Lace down. And one of the things I've always admired about Lace is he has no problem letting everyone else down. Lace has no problem letting other people down. If Lace sits back,
That's not true.
Bruh,
That is true,
Lace
Lace.
has
Well-
no problem. And this is how I know Lace has no problem. He gonna say it's not true. Lace is always, as long as I've known this, and you're not allowed to say always usually, but he always does this, bro. If Lace sits back and thinks this is too much for me, I don't want to be bothered with this, I don't have time for this.
Mhm.
I don't feel like this. I don't care what it is. Lace is gonna say, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna make it. I'm not coming. Or while we all laughing and kiki, you gonna look up and he gonna be gone. Because he gonna get up and leave. While he think ain't nobody looking, he gonna slide out and Lace gonna be gone. Lace don't have no problem decommitting, depending on what it is. He'll decommit. and just be like,
Hey, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna
hey,
be able to do that.
I ain't
nah.
gonna be able to do it, or
Yeah.
whatever. So because I've been around him long enough, I can kind of tell in our conversation like he not coming, or like
Yeah.
we not gonna do it. But before I used to, when Lace used to tell me something, I used to take it as law. I'd be like, yo, me and Lace linking up Friday or whatever it is, and then Friday come people ask me what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, me and Lace about to tap in, whatever. As we get closer to the time, he start asking too many questions. I'd be like. Lace not coming. I'm like, yeah, Lace not coming.
I've done better
planning
with
his
that.
exit.
I've really done better with that. But I see your point in a roundabout way. Because no, the way you preface it as far as letting people down, that was not my goal or intent. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's we rolling out or saying no or whatever, yeah, and that's I appreciate that with other people. So like with the haircut, whatever situation or shape up, no, at least I don't feel comfortable. All right, cool. Like I would have been like, we Gucci, you know what I'm saying? So, but I get it. I get all the perspective.
And then on top of that, you talk about you talking about a person who not lives, but thrives off of people's approval. You know what I'm saying? Like I recognize it, and actually, I'm glad this situation happened. I'm like, why did I struggle like this? Like I've been on a good streak of because one of my tenets for this year is to be decisive,
Mm-hmm.
make my decision, and roll with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I've been really consistent. And I was like, why did this situation happen? And it made me do some introspective work in the sense of saying, oh, there's still a remnants of wanting people's approval, wanting other people's approval. And because that's how that's how you know that you're on a straight and narrow or whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, that's also a part of it too.
Well, I'm glad the Lovelace Consulting Agency was able to.
He
help
takes
you.
credit for
That
it.
was Brown Consulting, actually. I think.
No.
No, he's
Because
taking.
The situation happened with me, and it helped him be reflective and notice. Okay, I need to do more work in this particular
This guy.
area. So at the end of the day, whether overtly or covertly, I was able to help you.
I mean, because even with the basketball, when you be like, "Hey, Troy, come on out," I was like, "Bro, I can't make it fade." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I can't make it happen. So I've been, that has never been a problem, but it was just like something that you needed, and it was because of a big event coming up too. So I felt the pressure of your big event on. I don't know why I took on your burden
Right.
upon myself. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
I'm being biblical because that's what the Bible say to take on your brother's burden. You feel what I'm saying? Because my brother's not heavy. He's my brother.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But realizing that my burdens are just as important too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my concerns are, and so sometimes I just have to be willing to be like, no, I can't make it right.
Can't make it rock.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like even for the podcast, sometimes when we be like when we're deciding days that we come down here, there be some sacrifices sometimes. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but you know what I'm saying? I can't let the guys down.
They be sacrifices.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know they be sacrifices.
Yeah.
'Cause I be making them.
Yeah.
I, and y'all make sacrifices just as much too. So yeah.
Dig it.
We with you. We with you.
Yeah.
All good.
So, moving on. Are we done with that one?
Oh, we good. We
Yeah,
Gucci. Yeah.
The marriage part, because you're not the only guy that does this or feels this way, and I want to know what it is because this has never afflicted me, and I'm wondering if something is wrong with me, or if something may be wrong with the rest of y'all.
Okay.
You get what I'm going? You were saying that when your wife has a bad day, or in the past, maybe not right now, when she was having a bad day or when she wasn't happy, you in turn were not happy. Primarily because you felt like you were making her unhappy, and so it was making you unhappy because you were bothered by the fact that she was unhappy.
Sure.
There are a lot of guys who are like that, where me, depending on the situation, I don't care if my wife is happy or not. It's not going to make me unhappy, or I'm not going to live my days or spend my days trying to make her get out of that unhappiness if it's in relation or reflection to me. So I'm asking that because is that something that could potentially be wrong with me? Do I need more grace, or do more guys need to be less I don't want to say concerned, but
Mhm.
less affected by the fact that their wife may be unhappy
Mhm.
for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to figure out what the root of that could be. Um, is it like fear or what you used the word idolization earlier?
Yeah.
Where you like putting them so much on a pedestal that your life revolves around
Mhm.
them or whatever it is. So I'm just trying to figure out where does it stem from?
Can I ask you a question before I answer?
Yes.
Because I do have my answer, but I'm curious for you when you don't when you express you don't feel that same. Is it because you know where the pinpoint of that anger comes from or that upsetness of your wife comes from?
Yeah, depending on the situation. Like so if she's dealing with something external that has nothing to do with me and I could tell she's unhappy,
Mhm.
then I'll probably try to step in and try to figure out, what we can do about the unhappiness. But if it's something where it's like maybe we had a back and forth, or maybe she doesn't like a decision that I made,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't like the way I handled a situation or something like that, and she's upset about it, or whatever it may be. A lot of guys will spend their days trying to fix the unhappiness, and for me, I'm like, well, if I know I made the right decision and the decision is for the betterment of the family and whatever it is, I don't care if you're unhappy.
Mhm.
Be mad for I don't care if you're mad for a couple days. That don't
Mhm.
bother me
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing and I know why I made the decision that I made or why I said what I said. So it's not like it doesn't affect me to the
Mhm.
point where I'm trying to fix it. Like, oh, how can I make you not be? I'd be like, all right, sit over there and be unhappy. When you get done,
Mhm.
come find me.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm just wondering if is that me being. Could I be too cold? Could I be closed off? Do I need to open up more? Like, am I, could there be something wrong with me? I guess is what I'm keep coming back to this conversation. Is that a heart change that I need to make or something like that? Because I know it pisses her off. She probably won't say it out
Admit it.
loud.
Mhm.
But I know that because she says that she said it before when I talked to her about things that she's dealing with concerning other people. And I'm like, why is that bothering you so bad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, why is that affecting you so much?
Mhm.
Why just move that away? Like, and she's like, I'm not like you where I could just cut my feelings off about people and things.
Sure.
So when she says it that way, I'm like, do I have a problem cut my feelings off about people and things? Am I too cold or am I the right balance of cold? And maybe some people just haven't caught up to where I am concerning.
I think you're able. Like you about to say something. I think you're able to compartmentalize very well. That's what men do. We put things in. If I got beef with my mama, that beef is over here, but I can live my life without that beef with my. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think that when it comes to being able to cut off your feelings, I don't think it's a cut off. It's just like that just
You're
belongs
not
over here.
emotionally engaged with that
Yeah.
aspect of that thing. And as Troy mentioned, we think different. We process a lot differently, but also we don't take on things in the same way, particularly as it pertains to like friendships and stuff like that. Like, or even the emotional component from friendships. Like whatever you do with your life, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Whether I agree, disagree, whatever, but that's not going to impact how I move and shake. As you mentioned, if it's something that I did, then yes, we need to work through that.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is a external component or whatever, like that's your thing to, you got to. So I wouldn't say that it is something that's wrong with anybody. It's just more so the level of processing impact of the situation, magnitude of it, etc., and how that is navigated. So I think it's a both end. Could you be more empathetic in that space? Potentially. I mean, I don't know the direct situation or whatever, but also from a space of why are you taking this extra on when you don't have to? I think that's probably the bigger question that you have. Like,
Yeah.
why are you dealing with this when you don't have to? I think we all ask those questions about whether it's relationship, whether it's friendships, whatever. Like, why the hell are you dealing with this when
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to? Like, we not in school trying to get extra credit or extracurricular activity. Like,
Yeah.
why? But I think that's the other aspect of it that has to be considered, that we don't take on more than we have to from an emotional space, from a tangible physical space, whatever. Why am I taking this on when that ain't a part of my overall journey? So yeah. I think it's a balance. But like I said, I don't think anything is wrong with anybody. It's just how the approach in processing, navigating, etc., that comes into play.
Yeah. Um, thank you for answering that question about being able to pinpoint, because that was actually the issue with us, was that there would be a mood, there would be a feeling, there would be like uh an emotional expression, um and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. So a lot of my time, the reason why I would say get into the idolization part, because it's like I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And what oftentimes what happened is, the reason why I'm trying to figure out what's going on is because there's no communication.
Mm.
So there's an emotional struggle. Like if my wife came home and she was struggling, she was wrestling, and then she said it was because something at work, oh, I'm good. But if I can see the emotional wrestle, struggle, and all that type of stuff, and she says nothing to me, then the issue must be with me. Let me try to figure out what it is. And as you know, as you all may know, I'm constantly I'm overanalyzing myself, judging myself more than
Yeah.
anything. So that's a good bit of where it came from, was I'm trying to figure out what it was. Once my wife got comfortable to share with me like what she was dealing with, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Now I can pray for you. You know what I'm saying? Now I can, whatever the case may be, I can, if it's something that I did, maybe I can tweak something a little bit. We can, talk about it and stuff like that. Like, and I can say this out loud because we've talked about this plenty of times, but in the first, what, 6 to 8 months of our marriage, my wife would just come home, and it would be minimal interaction, very minimal interaction. And I'm like, what did I like? What's going on? And at one point, dude, I started formulating thoughts in my mind. Y'all gonna laugh. I was like, "You over here cheating on me." Real spill. Like, I really thought that, and when she eventually came out, she said, I don't know how it came out, but I had to tell her, I was like, yo, are you seeing someone else? She was like, no, what would make you think that? I was like, you haven't spoken to me intimately in 6 months. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, people at work. I'm like, okay, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting up over here thinking, you know what I'm saying, how I'm gonna do my signature on the divorce papers, you know what I'm saying, because you won't communicate. So that was a big part of it, is because there was no communication. And for me, trying to be being a overthinker and being over analytic, I couldn't enjoy myself because I'm thinking what's going on, and I'm thinking, and I'm also creating cases for myself. I said I said to my couple, I was like, I know she ain't. The reason why she hasn't spoken to me in 3 days because I left my shoes at the door. That can't be it. And if it is it, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making cases for myself. Um, and so then I'm getting frustrated at her because she frustrated at something else, and then there's a whole kerfluffle in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and that's where I say it came to idolization, because I'm like, what is she thinking?
Mm.
There, how is she feeling? You know what I'm saying? And I obsessed with it, and then 2023 we had our big conversation, and then once it got out in the air, what happened between 21 and 23, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yes, there's issues that we need to work on, but thank you. Now we can go on about life.
Yeah. I find it intriguing that somebody can be in a house with you and y'all not talk for 3 days. That's like bananas to me. Just knowing how you are, but that's crazy.
What you pointing at me for? What you pointing at me for?
You like to talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You social. You like to talk.
So like that is
For real.
That's
I mean, there's nothing wrong being social like
but
to
I
talk.
also think too
Something is wrong with me, by the way.
We had
Listening to you talk, I know something wrong with
we
me.
had cold wars. Like, we never fought. We never argued. We never raised our voice. I've only cussed in our conversation in anger maybe 2 times, somewhere along the lines. Never did that. every time we got upset, it was remote silence and just facts.
Mm-hmm.
Where you what time you gonna be back? All right, cool. You want me to take the chicken out? All right. Um, when you ready to leave? It was just facts. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything that was connecting. But I'm sorry, you was about to say something.
No, no. So that is point or statement number one. But I think two, from the story that you told or whatever, the comfortability in communicating. That is something that I may not ever grasp, because what you described as far as a level of comfort, I'm not sure what her mindset was as far as being comfortable in that. But how does one, until y'all had the conversation, comfortability just didn't come out of nowhere.
Mhm.
So how can you say, well, I wasn't comfortable in having this conversation, but now I am out the blue,
Mhm.
and we have something that we can work on or work through? Because again, words have meaning,
Yes.
but also in that meaning, there has to be an action behind
Mhm.
said word.
I have an
Mhm.
answer.
So if we ain't talked in 5 days
Mhm.
because you didn't feel like comfortable in sharing, what in the hell on God's green earth happened on Friday
I have an answer.
that made you feel so comfortable to now have this conversation? That, to me, that just doesn't that don't compute for me. Like,
Listen,
I have an answer.
communication is a miracle, bro.
I
It
agree.
is literally a miracle. We see in the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, God spoke
for sure.
and life happened. So it is a miracle when people can actually talk with one another, life can actually change. You know what I'm saying? Impact can actually be made. And for some people, I know for my wife and I, we've spent the last, it's about to be 14 years trying to learn how to communicate with one another.
Right. No,
And
I agree with that.
And
I agree with that.
I don't think that it's anything that is automatically learned, and it's specifically hard for couples because I don't want to say the word evolve, but we change as we grow in our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Wholeheartedly agree. Not knocking any of that. And Mel, I'm gonna let you get to your answer. What I am saying is,
Come on, Dr. Lace.
we ain't talked in a week.
Yeah.
You say that it was based on a discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
What prompted, if we haven't talked,
Mm-hmm.
no communication other than facts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
what prompted the comfortability to do it now when you could have done it 5 days ago? You see what I'm saying? So I think we put stock into words when that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Mhm.
You just didn't want to talk, and that's cool.
I don't think it's always I don't want to talk. Well, okay.
I'm not saying always.
Well,
what I'm saying is, if you're in a situation as you are, or whatever, any type of relationship, and the communication is jacked up,
Sure.
that's not gonna work. But what I'm saying is, based on this very small case study, do not come to me telling me you're not comfortable in doing something when you just simply choose not to do it.
Mhm.
And you create a narrative as to why you chose not to do it.
Now the narrative part right there, I got you. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
So
on that.
to say that,
I feel you
I
on that
couldn't
one.
come talk to you or whatever because of all these things. Well, how do you know, or how do you think I would have responded if you would have given me the opportunity?
Mhm.
So that's more so what I'm talking about. Just a very small case study of, well, I didn't feel comfortable in talking to you about that. Okay, cool. Was there a reason why? And if you can't articulate a reason why or whatever, that's one thing. But then, okay, so why now do you feel comfortable? Because I'm still,
Mhm.
so, and the situation is still what it is. So, like, navigating that is very intriguing to me. Very intriguing to me.
Well, before you give your
It's
answer,
fine. I'll let y'all battle it.
That's-
I know y'all.
no, we're not
No
battling.
battle.
I mean,
no, we
just
should
going back and forth. Y'all tennis
No.
match right now.
No, well, I was just more so to give the answer to one of the is like why I know, and why haven't you spoken to me in the last couple days? I know for our instances, it has been one of these few things. It's like one, like I don't want to put my burden on you. As I mentioned before, my wife's issue was at work. And I was substitute teaching right then, looking for a job. So she felt bad sharing with me what was going on at her job, thinking that I was gonna think got a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm substitute teacher. You know what I'm saying? And it's projecting. It is projecting.
And that's what it
It's
goes.
part.
That's what it.
It's partially projecting.
All of it boils down to assumption and projection.
And what was the other one? I think the other one was more along the lines of big projection. How is this person going to respond when I say this? You know what I'm saying? And
But do you think there's a lens of selfishness in that?
Yeah. It's really
because
big.
To me, that's
It's
not saying that it's wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing that, I didn't want to say this, or I've responded in this way because I wanted a certain response from you.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
It's self-preservation and security. I completely understand. And that's what has drawn me to be more empathetic, because I wasn't empathetic. I was apathetic in our marriage. I was very apathetic. I'm like, I'm happy. You should be happy too. Why ain't you happy? You know what I'm saying? And over a course of time, I've come to realize that I didn't really care for my wife's feelings. I only really cared about my own.
I feel you.
And so, like, I know for when we first were in the beginning of our marriage, something will happen. I'm like, hey, let's talk about it right now. My wife's like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, why not? We got to talk it out. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it right now. This just happened. And she couldn't explain to me then, but later on she let me know. She's like, hey, I don't process things like you do. I can't talk about it in the moment like you do. I need to actually navigate my feelings and come back to you on this whole situation. And then once I realized that, I've come to understand that, all right, it might need to be some time before we actually address the issue. You know what I'm saying?
All well,
but I'm saying these things from my lens, from my marriage.
I know what you. Yeah, we get it.
I can't project this on anybody else.
Yeah, but you also.
But you're not a unicorn.
Correct.
And I think that sometimes you get caught up in thinking that, not just you, that your story is your story, your experience is your experience. So everyone always protects what they're saying about this for me. I can't say it for you. When if you just sit back and look at married couples, if you stuck 5 married couples in a group and have them sit there, it's all gonna be the same.
Yeah.
We're gonna be dealing with the same thing in the same way with a different person. It might flip flop between the people. We all dealing with the same thing. So to think that no one else is having that situation or that experience or had that challenge, I've dealt with that. 13 years of marriage, I've been in similar situations and experiences. Most other people have been in similar situations and experiences. So, yes, it is true to you that it's your experience and that's the lens that you're using, but a lot of other people are going to have that same.
But also, too, you gave an example. Y'all had to put parameters or expectations in aspects of communication. And that is what you should do. I think communication is a free-for-all, whereas most people don't put parameters or set the expectation of how they want to be communicated with, what helps in regards to, okay, I need a couple of days or whatever to think about this, that, and the third, whatever. Expectations in place. Again, but I go back to I didn't feel comfortable in sharing. And if you don't feel comfortable, what is the root cause? It could be something that happened prior to, or a certain response that happened, or, you responded in cussing, using vulgar language, creating that kind of not safe environment. But I think also you have to give people opportunity to grow and to present differently if there is an aspect of reconciliation in communication.
I do have an answer though.
Yeah.
If y'all want me
we've
to go.
been
I know.
long
I know y'all. I was letting y'all. I'll let y'all rock. Y'all, it's cool. No, it's fine. The answer is Lace kind of touched on it already, and honestly, it's not a level of comfortability. And this is why I always go back and forth with y'all, especially Troy, about grace and empathy. Because we keep using words like grace and empathy, understanding that they need to process differently, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I understand that to a degree. But a lot of times, people are downright refusing. I'm refusing to have this conversation. I don't want to talk about this, so I'm not going to talk about it. And then when you ask me, I'm going to give you all the layers for why I can't talk about it, why I haven't said anything or whatever. And the truth is, I just don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to share it with you. So it's either a complete refusal, I'm just not going to do it, or they finally feel comfortable because they done been backed into a corner and they have no choice but to talk about it now. So like you've been acting weird. I come to you, I've been letting you slide for 5 days. You've been moving how you want to move. I ain't said nothing to you. On the 5th day, I'm like, hey, what's going on with you? You've been acting funny. You ain't been. Now you have no choice but to acknowledge that I'm calling you out for being weird. And now you have to have a conversation with me about it. So it's not that you're comfortable talking to me about it. It's that you have no choice now because I done confronted you. And now you have to respond, and I'm standing right here or whatever it is. So now you got to say something, and you got to give me either the truth or whatever layers you want me to accept to try to, get off you or whatever. So that's why a lot of times I'm not as empathetic as I feel like people want me to be in this space of conversation, because I watch you communicate all the time. I watch you talk to other people. I watch you share this stuff. I watch you whatever. And then now, all of a sudden, you're not comfortable having this conversation.
Right.
Now you're not comfortable talking about what you want to talk about. That's BS. Because you can. You're refusing not to. And because you're refusing not to, that makes me less empathetic. Now I don't care about how you feel. Because you're not even trying. You already made up in your mind, I'm not going to talk to you about this or whatever it is. So what do you want me to do with that? What can I do with that if you done already determined I'm not going to talk to you or anything like that? And then being married, some degree, sometimes I don't understand how people can feel uncomfortable sharing something with their spouse. Because if we using Troy's biblical thing, whatever, there's no higher earthly relationship than husband and wife. We share a soul, two become one. What on earth could potentially make you feel so uncomfortable with the person you share a soul with that you can't talk to me about whatever it is that you want to say to me? I've never understood that. I don't think I'm going to understand it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When you were in sin, did you ever have a problem talking to God about your sin?
Nope.
What you mean talking to him? You mean confessing it, saying like, no, because he can see it.
But
I ain't never like.
So you might have sinned on a Saturday. That immediate Sunday, you was at the altar, or
I rededicate.
I
was a rededicated.
I know you rededicated.
I go to the front.
But my question is, did you wait that Sunday, or did you go that immediate Sunday, or did you go to the next Sunday?
Nah, you know what's funny is usually when I do sin or commit a sin and I weight it heavy or whatever, I'll just deal with it right away, actually, because I already feel convicted like right away. Like I'll feel convicted right away, and I'll acknowledge it because I know he see it.
Right.
I can't hide it. Like I think that's why I don't do it, because I'm like he already seen me do it, so I can't hide from it.
If I may say this, and this is a compliment, you deal with shame very well, in the sense of you don't allow shame to hinder you from doing what you need to do is right. Whereas for some people, something bad happens, they recognize it, but then shame sets in, and it causes that conflict. And I'm not trying to give anybody a license, but I'm just saying shame comes in, and it keeps them from wanting to show their hand. You know what I'm saying? Because and all of it's trauma based. It came from somewhere.
Right.
Either dealing with mama, dealing with daddy, you know what I'm saying, a family member or something like that. So in your situation, I would actually say you handle shame very well, whereas others may not.
I don't know if I handle shame well. Maybe I'm not seeing
you
it
wear
the way that
shame
you
well. You wear it very well.
I'm just like,
And
I guess it's the same reason why I don't understand why people be so like, well, I don't say nothing to nobody because I don't want nobody to bring it up. I don't want nobody to throw it in my face. I don't want nobody to blah, 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 whatever. And in my mind, I'd be like, who cares?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if I've already lived this, if this has already happened to me, if I already dealt with it, what's the worst that could happen by somebody bringing up something to me that I've already lived with, and dealt with?
You hit the nail on the head as far as the gap. The issue is most people have not dealt with it. They're carrying it, but they haven't dealt with it. So going through the motions of, yes, I can move in this way, that way, whatever, but they haven't dealt with whatever has occurred. And that's really where I eat a shame and those kind of things. come into play. Whereas I can't be delivered from a thing because I'm still carrying it
Mhm.
for whatever reason. Whereas you and myself, even like, okay, I f***ed up. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Forgive me, Lord. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dealing with that
Wash
no
it and
more.
move.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But as other people, something can occur and years pass, still carrying this shame, this guilt, this whatever, because they truly haven't let that go, which is also another piece of
So they're refusing.
license to act a certain way and carry that.
And they need to address that shame. I'm not saying that they're forcefully saying the shame got to be addressed. Shame is never a good thing.
Mhm.
The moment that I would hope for people who struggle with the dealing with a certain instance could deal with shame very quickly, but for some people it's going to be different.
Of course, that obviously level of trauma matters.
Yeah.
All of that comes into play, or event that has occurred that has caused the trauma. But again, carrying that doesn't help you heal and reconcile with whatever you have interpersonally. And I think that's the biggest piece that, from what you stated, is the gap. People don't
Okay.
reconcile.
All right. I'll receive that because that's.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
not-
that's
I'm
the part that I'd be
Mhm.
so frustrated with, and that's why I feel like it's the refusal because I'd be like, why are you?
They're carrying it different.
Yeah. Why are you
They're
still
carrying
dealing with it? Like, why are you still holding it? Like, why do you want to hold it?
Mhm.
Like, if it's bothering you that bad to the point where you can't function the way you want to function, or you can't think about it without crying, or you can't think about it without whatever it is, why do you want to carry that
Mhm.
around with you? And
Mhm.
my brain is always like, let that go. Like, you got it. You closing the fist on it. Let it go.
Mhm.
So that it's not bothering you, and then we can move on to something.
Yeah.
You like move on to something. Why do you want to carry that with you?
I don't
don't want to
think they
carry
do.
none
I
of
don't
that
think they
with. I don't want to carry none of that with me.
Yeah.
So when I'm dealing, and maybe that's why you say I deal with shame well. When something comes to me that I don't want to deal with, or when I deal with an issue, a challenge, my brain immediately goes into how can I get rid of this quickly?
Yes.
Mhm.
How can I solve this quickly or drop this quickly? I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to be bothered. Whatever it is, and I know obviously maybe people like to say everyone doesn't operate like that, but I don't think that I'm so special that I have this gift to be able to deal with shame. The only thing that I think separates me from other people is that I've already decided in my mind what I'm going to do about
Yeah.
this stuff. I've just made the decision.
Mhm.
This is how I'm going to handle it because I don't want to carry. So I don't think I'm more equipped than other people. I think I've just made up my mind that this is not going to bother me. So that's why I said,
But
like
that is
people say,
that is a tool for you. So you are more equipped.
You are
because you've
equipped.
made up in your mind, I'm not carrying this in this way.
Kudos to
Whereas
you, bro.
other people truly don't have that tool in their toolkit.
Mm-hmm. Like, really, bro, that's a compliment to you.
Legit.
You should don't.
I mean, look, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
legit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
that's
So
truly- that's truly what
that's
it
I
is.
guess that's maybe
Because I mean,
why I
I'd be in
come
the
off
same
that
boat
way.
when people be like, "Well, Lace just don't care." No, I care. I just don't care to the extent
Like
that
enough.
you do, and
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah,
impact me in that way. No, of course I care. I'm a human just like anybody else.
yeah, yeah.
And my emotional range is just as fluid as anybody else. But
Sure.
I just don't care about that to
Right.
the extent that you care about it. That don't mean that Lace don't care. So yeah.
So help me out, Troy, because I know you could probably help me out with this. And I'm using you because, and I'll tell you why. Since we talking about this, feelings and processes and stuff like that, one of the struggles that I have,
Mm-hmm.
just in general,
Mhm.
is people carrying things, want to talk about things or handle things to me that I deem as unimportant,
Mhm.
but they're important to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But my objective brain looks at the big picture of it
Mhm.
and immediately determines that while this may be important to you,
Mhm.
this is not important in the grand scheme of life. Okay.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
this is in the grand scheme of life, what you're talking to me about or what you're trying to bring to me is not important.
Mhm.
So then I'm immediately positioned in a way where I'm dismissive. Where it's like, get this the hell away from me. I'm not gonna talk about this. This is stupid. Whatever you talk about is stupid.
Mhm.
This ain't important.
Mhm.
But then people pass around communication like it may not be important to you, but it's important to me, or it's important to this person. And my brain, I'm telling you, my brain is struggling
Mhm.
because my brain is saying, I don't give a damn what you think it's important. I'm telling you, it's not important.
Mhm.
And I want to find a way, maybe to find balance or find empathy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you were really warring with giving him a shape up.
He was. But I
Like
tell
you,
I can answer that
it
for
was
you, though.
so important. Like it was so important
I can answer that for
to
you.
you, and in the moment, it was so important to you. And I was just like, not that it's stupid. I was just like, this not that important. Like
Right.
this is not important.
See, but you're looking at it from the surface level of it. Just shape up, yes, no, maybe so, whatever. From what T-Dot explained, from what I gather, from what the brother over here explained.
Normally his interpretations are really good.
It was a deeper processing of, I don't want to let Lace down, but I'm also dealing with my own internal stuff based upon his medical diagnosis
Mhm.
for a week
Mhm.
that he's been cleared of, etc. So it wasn't about
That's not
You gotta
that-
add that part.
it was
You do gotta add that part.
Yeah. So it
That's
really
not-
wasn't about, at the end of the day,
No, see,
the shape up. It was about
I know, and that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
it was important to him because of all the other layers that he had to go through. He went through all those layers because to some degree it was important to him.
right,
And that's why he had to
because
process
of the depth of the situation.
And
That's
me,
what I'm saying.
yes.
Whereas we looking at it as, because
It won't deep.
we looking at it like, okay, you don't want to do the shape up, just say
Yeah,
that.
because I would have
But-
been like, I would not have. Yeah, because I would not in my brain have gone, hey, F Troy. Troy let me hang. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I
at
would have
all,
been like, I
yeah.
would take my clip. But to Troy,
I did almost send a meme though. I did almost send a meme, and that was gonna be funny, but I didn't want to hurt Troy's feelings. Use a beat. Use a beat.
which is funny because in my mind I said these two niggas right now are saying to themselves, Troy's acting like a little bitch right now,
but I was only saying that.
and I literally said that in my mind.
I didn't say he was acting like a bee.
But no. I know how y'all function, and you didn't say it, but you might have.
I was just
conjugated a
thinking in my
little bit.
head, this is not important. He
Yes.
could have just said that. Like, why didn't you just say that?
Well, once again, I let me. So let's go back to your original question. You know what I'm saying? Like, where, how to deal with it. I don't think it's a matter of how to deal with someone else. I think it's a recognition of who we are. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to the very, very beginning when you were like, people weren't checking up on you. They was like, where the episodes at?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I've said this before, and I say this again, and this is giving you flowers too. People don't check up on you, Mel, because they think you got it all together.
Which is an erroneous thought, anyway.
It really is. But you carry yourself in a way in which people look at you and like, hey, he's got this stuff all together. I'm wrestling. I'm struggling with these things. I cannot bring this up to this person because I'm going to feel belittled when this situation to me is a mountain, but to you it's a molehill.
Mm.
And so it's a struggle to present that to people. That's the reason why I asked you the part about, bringing stuff to God, because a lot of people run from God because they just don't want to they think that this stuff is beneath him and he doesn't care, but he really does. You know what I'm saying? And maybe in your situations, the same people may think the same thing. It's hard for them to bring it up because you may show that you don't care, as you kind of said you don't. But but to them it's really big. So I think in your situation, bro, I don't think it's a matter of managing other people. I think it's a matter of knowing that, how you encouraged me, and we should talk about that next episode. Troy, you think less of yourself.
Mhm.
I think for you, I think you have a appropriate assessment of who you are, but people see you even bigger than who you think you are.
Mm.
And so that's the reason why it's hard for them to come forth and be open and be honest and because we naturally are afraid of authority. We naturally are afraid of authority.
I'll receive that because I see myself. I ain't nobody for real. Like
I mean,
that's how I be feeling. Like
legit.
I ain't nobody for real. Like
No,
if you
I
trying to hide
understand
from
that,
me,
but-
like
And
But
so-
to Troy's point, but you're also, although there is a knowledge of self, as you mentioned, if somebody will know if you think something is stupid.
mhm.
So I can see why Troy would be like, well, I don't want to bring this to him or whatever. But again, that is the projection piece.
It's
Because it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
That is a you thing. And that's what I keep getting back to. We can place blame and say, well, Mel, he sees himself this way. This is how he navigates life. This is how he views it. Whatever. I don't want to bring this to him. That's you.
That is true.
That's you.
That's very so true.
That ain't got nothing to do with
That is
how
true.
you operate and how you navigate life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Whether you got it together or you don't, me even saying that, that's on me.
Right.
If I choose to do it or not. That ain't got nothing to do with you.
And as true as that is, Lace, as true as it is, and I'm not sure. I'm not once again. I'm not trying to give people license. When you are in relationship, it's really hard to break that barrier to deal with your own self, knowing how you feel about how you idolize someone else.
Okay, cool. So, what does that? And this might have to be another episode. Is the relationship at that point sincere or real? If that's how you view it,
I think it's still sincere and real.
how?
Yeah.
How? If I'm putting my own interpersonal parameters around certain things, what is the truth or the level of truth in which we navigate relationship? Not saying that you'll know everything about someone and that kind of thing. But again, if I am internally continuing to build these internal barriers in which why I can't communicate with him, you, whatever.
Yeah.
What is the level of this is real?
Now, when you're creating barriers, that's a
That's a barrier
huge,
though. Projection is a barrier.
That's a huge area. That's a
So yeah,
huge
I mean,
issue.
we might want to table
Lace
that.
talking today.
But I'm just saying that's legit. That's real.
But I in the same way that I said about you, is also it applies to you too. So I said the gravitational pull, and you rightfully assess who you are, but I will let you know people outside of your that's not you see you too as more than what you think you are.
Okay.
And
But that's the truth, though.
And it's unfortunate. It is idolization. It is a whole bunch of other things, but it makes for people. Oftentimes, people compare themselves, and let me say, in addition, a lot of people compare themselves to you all, and that's the reason why they feel little, because it's like, man, he got it all in trouble. He got it all in.
Hey,
I learned a long time ago. You can't compete where you don't compare, baby. Don't do that.
This
Don't
just-
set yourself up like that.
this just jumped in my head, and I'm gonna share it right now, and then we could close this episode. But as you were because we keep talking about God and stuff like that, and the first thing I thought about just now was, as we get more in relationship with God, our thoughts are supposed to be more aligned with what His thoughts are,
Sure.
because we esteem Him and we look up to Him and we, all of that. So if you are doing that to me, if you're looking up to me or you're admiring me or you're esteeming me, and if you're doing that to some degree, your thoughts should kind of align with mine at some point, to where if you think sharing this with me, I'm going to tell you that it's small or stupid, then you should probably think that this is small and stupid. And I shouldn't have to deal with
I
this
see
or
what
be
you're
bothered
saying.
with this
Yeah.
or let this go. Like, if you know that, if you feel like that, like if I take this to Mel, he going to tell me is this. Why don't you just adopt the thought that maybe it is that, and then relinquish it, let it go, or whatever it is, versus holding on to it?
I'm not saying that this is an answer, but how I would see that is, to him it may be small, but I have more evidence to say that it is not. Personally. So for this hole right here, to you it's a small thing. To me, it's messing up our shot. We don't have a good podcast because we got a hole right here. You know what I'm saying? But to you, it's like, man, it's a hole's right there. Camera probably don't even pick it up, whatever. But to me, I have more evidence to say otherwise.
But that's not evidence.
No. And I'm not even saying no. And yes, you're
That's
exactly
the
right.
perception is reality conversation
Exactly.
that I hate.
I'm not saying it's evidence that is objective. It's subjective evidence.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's add that word.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
subjective evidence.
It is
Yeah.
subjective evidence.
Subjective evidence.
It is subjective evidence that is saying otherwise.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why
Now I can use that. I can use that.
the struggle is right there. Hey, we might need to coin that for real.
Okay.
Yeah,
We got-
legit. Subjective evidence. Because that ain't That
Hey.
ain't it.
Okay.
How much
I
it
like
costs?
that.
How much it costs for a patent?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah,
I
that
don't know.
might work. Then
Look, it's been the Manly D's podcast. It's your boy T. Roy, Melly Mel, Life Coach Lace. We
We
out.
out.